Are you looking forward to the next Canon R5 firmware update? Well, Canon's also planning a feature-rich firmware update for the R6 and the 1DX Mark III. OM Digital teases upcoming lenses, and we have another 8K stills hybrid camera under development. This and more after the intro. Hi, I'm Simon. Thanks for tuning into The Ordinary Filmmaker. Subscribe to get notification of new videos like this one so you don't miss any news, rumors, gear reviews, or tutorials. And to make things just a little bit more exciting, I'm giving away a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. Details are in the description down below, or you can watch this video here, but please look at the terms and conditions as there are some age and location restrictions. And now for the news. In January 2020 at CES, Sharp showed off their 8K Micro Four Thirds camera as an early prototype. Now we've heard very little since then, but they're apparently still hard at work. They showed off this static picture stating that the camera's still under development. Now you and I might not need 8K video. I've had an 8K camera for the better part of 7 months now and I've hardly used it, but it's fast becoming a standard in some segments. OM Digital's Chief Operating Officer says that we plan to build on the strengths of the Olympus system and will bring you exciting news as the year goes on, even more than we've already hinted at our product roadmap. Now in 2019, this was their lens roadmap. It was updated in the summer of 2020 to look like this. Hopefully they'll release another roadmap, perhaps in time for CP Plus later this month. OM Digital is doing a great job of communicating regularly with their audience, keeping down that anxiety that was there over the future of the platform. And now for today's big news. The EOS R5, R6, and 1DX Mark III are getting features and bug fixes this month and a firmware update. That's right, I said that correctly. The R6 and the 1DX Mark III are also getting a firmware update, not just the R5. Now this is the most anticipated firmware update since the camera's release. Well, maybe that one about the overheating, that was pretty big too. Now for the Canon R5, we'll get C-Log 3, Cinema Raw Light, 120 frames per second in 1080, and various bug fixes. Now there was no mention of what the R6 and 1DX Mark III might be getting. A Canon technical rep had made some noise in July about removing that 30-minute record limit. In my Canon R5, R6, and EOS R detailed comparison video, I walk you through the reasons why we had the 30-minute record limit to begin with, and why some cameras no longer have it, like the Sony cameras. Now in short, Europe enacted legislation putting a tax on cameras that recorded video longer than 30 minutes. Now in July 2020, that legislation's gone. Go ahead and watch this video for more details. I spend about 6 minutes explaining the issue. However, it seems that some at Canon may have missed the memo. Andy Gibbs provided me this response from Canon Services and Support. Due to taxation laws, any camera recording clips longer than 30 minutes is subject to extra tax, which would mean a more expensive product. There's no plan to release a firmware update for the EOS R5 to remove this recording limit. I've worked at a few call centers over the years and we don't always have the latest information, especially information that is still under wraps. So it doesn't mean that the record limit isn't going away. And Canon is a big company. Information, when available, can take time to flow through all the different channels. Let's go back to the 24 frames per second. No, not when they took it away, but when they decided to announce that they're adding it back to a series of cameras. I remember that day I wanted to get some clarification, so I called up Canon Canada and I asked them about it. And immediately the person said, yeah, no, there's no firmware for that. I said, well, here, take a look at Canon UK. Canon UK has announced it. He said, I'll get back to you. Sure enough, within about an hour, half an hour, he called me back and said, yep, it's gone. It's going away. And that was an example of where something had been announced at a different Canon company and we had yet to hear about it. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. And look at it from this point of view. Canon's biggest competitor in the stills hybrid market when it comes to video, Sony, well, they don't have a record limit anymore. And I just think it's a matter of time before it disappears. So keep up the pressure and let's effect some change. Now, as far as the firmware update, no date has been announced. As soon as it's out, you'll hear about it here first. Now, have you noticed a change in quality in this video? Let's go behind the scenes. If you caught the very beginning of this video and you paid attention, you might have noticed I announced that this video is being recorded on the Canon EOS R. That's right, the EOS R. I don't have the R5 here anymore. I know, it's sad. It's not that the EOS R is a bad camera, it isn't. It's just the R5 with 4K HQ, with 45 megapixels. I've really come to enjoy that camera. And so let me give you, let me tell you why it's not here. I'm not getting rid of it. I haven't sold it. I was trying to improve my audio capabilities over the weekend, and I was fiddling around with things. I set up a different camera stand here with a boom, not a boom mic, a shotgun mic aimed directly at me, and I noticed that it was still picking up the focusing motor in the 50mm. I thought, that doesn't make any sense, and it didn't sound full. It sounded rather hollow. So I put my headset on, plugged it into the headset jack or headphone jack, which is great having that. And I noticed that it wasn't picking up either the VideoMic Pro or the Sennheiser MKE400. So I wiggled the jack a little bit, just a little bit, not on the camera itself, but where the microphone goes directly into the camera, the R5, and all of a sudden, boom, I had full sound. So I played around with it a little bit, and what I realized is that for whatever reason, there's some sort of something's loose, something's not quite right. And I don't think it's the microphones, because I tried it out on two, and I had another Sennheiser microphone that I also tried, which I use for other work, and they all exhibited the same problem. I'm not going to take apart the R5. I didn't want to fiddle around with it. It's an expensive camera. It's still under warranty, so I thought, well, I'm going to reach out to Canon. So I sent an email to my account manager, sales rep, and I explained the problem to him. Now, this was probably 10 o'clock at night. I wasn't expecting a response that night. But first thing in the morning, he sent me out a response saying, no problem, Simon, I'm on it. He'd already talked to the center. He said, look, we're going to get you up and running as quickly as possible. And he even offered to provide me with an EOS R as interim loaner camera. And that's why I'm shooting this. That's why this video is out there right now. I'm only 20,000 subscribers. I've only been doing this video for about a year now. But to get the support that I have from Canon Canada, you'll remember that I had the EOS R5 before it hit the market. I had it for a week beforehand, just after I had had surgery. And it was the same gentleman, Neil, who helped me out, getting me a camera to be able to test out. And I don't even know if I had 10,000 subscribers at that point. But a big thanks to him, a big thanks to him supporting me here now. I'm not sure how long the R5 will be in for service. Now, normally, it could be anywhere from a couple of days to 6 days. But we have COVID. Who knows if it needs any parts? Maybe something's loose. I once took my computer in for repair. It wasn't working properly. And all that had happened is the IDE cable had come loose. It could be something simple like that. It could be something that's covered under warranty. It could be something I've done. I really don't know. But it's a little bit frustrating. But the real news that I want to convey here is just how appreciative I am at Canon Canada for supporting me, for providing me with a camera, so I haven't missed a beat. Yesterday I was able to produce a video with the R5, and today with the R5 packaged and ready to be picked up by courier, I'm sitting here recording with the EOS R. And it is a little bit different. So I'm not recording in 4K, and the reason for that is, if you'll recall, the EOS R has a 1.7 times crop. And I could record in 4K, but unfortunately I'd have to get the saw, cut out part of the wall, and then push the camera back a little bit more. And my wife, well, she's not really happy with that option. So I decided to just go ahead and record with 1080 on the EOS R, try that out for a little while, see how it looks, and maybe even record my video outside. Only that time, then I might use 4K in the crop mode. We'll see. We'll just have to see. I don't know. This is all kind of new, and maybe I can do a bit of a review of the EOS R while I have it. But again, a big thanks to Canon Canada. I really do appreciate the support that you're providing this channel. And it just goes to show you that Canon Global Professional Services are second to none. I really do appreciate, especially in a time like this when it's hard to get people on phones, it's hard to get products shipped. Everybody seems to be affected. And here I am with a camera. He dropped it off personally. Just incredible service. So thanks again to Neil at Canon Canada. But that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win 2 Angelbird 128GB AV Pro MK2 V90 UHS-2 SD cards, along with a dual SD card reader. Or you could also win the Ulanzi LED light package with accent lights, underwater lights, and various other flat panel lights. I'll be awarding these 2 prize bundles once the channel reaches 30,000 subscribers. And then, of course, I'll be offering up a different prize bundle or prize every 10,000 until the channel reaches 100,000. Now, once I reach that significant milestone, I'll be awarding a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell, thanks so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. We'll see you again soon.